Holy shit! Hey! Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Praise God. My goodness. My
Oh man.
goodness.
Man. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Who Asked Us podcast. I am one of your illustrious hosts, Khorey, joined today with
Alicia. Alicia.
the amazing, the wonderful, the intelligent. I could go on, but the host who needs no introductions except for one of my bestest friends.
Gang gang.
Today, we're doing things a little different, man. Normally, Alicia in charge of the show, but she said, "Let's let a real nigga do it, man. Let's let an idiot take the reins today."
Be kind to yourself. You don't know, idiot.
No, just like metaphorically. So today, it's the who asked me for real. You know what I'm saying?
Please.
Oh man. But before we jump into the show, Alicia, how you doing? How's life?
I'm good. I'm good. I've been chilling. It's been a lot of my weekend been cool. Went to some museums. Been hanging out with my nephew. That's been fun. We've been playing Legos and shit. Building
That's
Legos and
cool.
shit. Cooking. So that's cool. Ain't nothing too much going on. Life ain't kicking my ass no more. Praise God. But other than that, what more can I ask for? You know what I'm saying? Because
Honestly, a dub's a dub. A
what you
dub is a
mean?
dub. Yeah.
How you been?
I've been chilling. I've been at the crib just knocking out a bunch of projects on this PC. It's been fighting me. I've been fighting it. It's been
PC
a.
got hands.
Ah, I feel like Frankenstein if I knew what I created. This thing does not like me sometimes. Like most of the time I'll be chilling. I say most of the time. 99.9% of the time I'll be chilling. The only time it wants to act bougie is when I sit up here and I want to say, oh, let me like do a video call and or like stream and record at the same time. Cause then I don't know. I don't know if it's a motherboard issue. I don't know if it's USB issue, but that thing be acting like you don't know how to do like I'm doing it right now. Yeah, like don't know how to do this. You seen it. My camera freeze, my PC restart, my shit lag, the recording, we're on recording 4, and each one is like 20 something seconds because every time I hit record, some shit happened. So
Yeah, we've been having tech issues, y'all. Crazy.
yeah.
You kind of scaring me though, cause I want to build a PC, but if I got to do this, and I ain't no tech nigga for real.
See, the thing is, if you build a PC, you gonna be a tech nigga. Like there's no way you can do it and
I
not
mean,
know.
yeah,
And also you gotta think about how much money you throwing at that to not know what you're doing. Like you gotta do a little bit of tech, you gotta do a little bit of they say
I
it's
mean, I think
troubleshooting.
it's under the surface anyway because I'm a little techie.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, like given everything that I be doing and whatnot, I have to be a little techie, but like that's like deep in
Out
the
of there,
tech
out of
bag.
there.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
I was like, but I don't know. I might do it though. We're gonna see.
yeah. I
You
mean,
might give me enough money and get enough gigs going. Yeah.
we get enough streams on this podcast, which reminds me, go ahead and if you haven't already, like, follow, and subscribe to our podcast. You can find it anywhere that you watch it, anywhere that you listen, anywhere that you stream your shows. So that includes Apple Music, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. I said music, Apple
Yeah, you
Podcasts,
did.
YouTube, and
Wherever
you know,
else you can get your podcast.
wherever else, like literally wherever else. I promise you, if you can get your podcast underneath a rock, you're gonna open up that rock, you're gonna look underneath, and you're gonna be like, damn, is that the Who Asked Us? Yes, it is. You go to what's that shit? Audible on Amazon, you listen to an ebook. You're gonna hear a little 30-second break in the commercial. It's gonna be me talking just like this.
Please. Please.
I'm acting like this with nobody, with no clout, with no hype, Alicia. Imagine niggas wake up one day and be like, nah, we fuck with Khorey for real.
It's on the way. Anybody who like anybody who just can't stand us as a unit or individually, some haters.
Ah, it's gonna
Cause
be bad.
we don't really do nothing to nobody. We be chilling. We don't
I don't
even
even,
have time to do nothing to nobody.
yeah, and I'm too grown to be sitting up here trying to like, I don't know, like beef with niggas, like go back and forth with people, all that shit. I got in an argument on the PlayStation chat the other night. I muted the nigga, and then I remember people were like, "Damn, Corey, you really not gonna respond?" And I said, "I haven't heard that nigga talk in 30 minutes. Like, my
Do
night
you
is
just
good."
mute people individually?
Hmm.
Hmm.
Especially if they're acting up, or sometimes niggas got too much in their background. Cause
That's fair. That's
when
fair.
that coon chip get activated, some niggas like to wild out. That's why they say I sound like Dr. Umar. I gotta stop.
Nah, that I don't have beef with nobody. It's people I don't like, and and I just don't like fuck with. But I don't have beef. If somebody got beef with me, it's unbeknownst to me. I don't know. I don't know nothing about that. I don't know nothing about that lifestyle. So
Yeah, I be finding out shit. I ain't gonna lie. I know a nigga I know since my freshman year, right? Been around the same friend group, cool with everybody. This nigga been had me blocked on social media since like sophomore year, right?
oh, this
In
ain't nobody I
person,
know.
no, you don't. In person, nigga, cool as shit. Won't say nothing, won't act like nothing's
But
up,
got
won't
you
even act.
blocked.
Got me blocked on social media. And like, keep in mind,
I
I
was
know, like,
waiting.
I was cool with him. I wouldn't even say I wasn't cool with him. Like, I knew this shit was weird after my freshman when I saw the shit, and I was like, all right, whatever. But we was around the same friend groups. And so like sometimes you get to that point where like, all right, y'all can hang out together, but I'm not gonna be there because I'm not trying to be around this individual. He ain't want to do that. He just like he being fake. So he'll sit up there and like every time the niggas see me or whatever, it's cool, or like nigga want to crack jokes and shit. Like it's way back in the day, like we was locked in like when we were in our freshman year, and I'm be sitting here thinking to myself in the back of my head, I'm like,
You don't even like me.
no, literally, you do all this for a nigga you don't like. I go home and I don't give a fuck. Like I don't I don't know what this shit is, man. But
That's crazy.
like it's so crazy. I We had to talk about that off air because I had to say some names. I ain't trying to do that.
I don't have anybody like I don't have anybody that I just have blocked that I be around. So I can't relate. I don't know. That's weird though.
Yeah. That's why I'm saying like it's too many people do that weird energy where like they know they don't fuck with you and shit, but when you come around they try to be cordial, try to be cute. And then it's like,
I mean, in certain situations, you kind of do have to play that like be cordial card because I can be cordial with people that I don't like, but like I'm not finna act like we friends.
mm-hmm.
I'm like I acknowledge your presence maybe if I'm feeling like what I'm
Right,
saying I need to,
right.
but like if I'm like not cool with you and like something you done did and rubbed me the wrong way to the point where I'm just like nah, you know what I'm saying? I can't even fake it.
Mm-hmm.
You know that firsthand. 'Cause you,
Yeah. Shit.
you,
We both got to that point. I was sitting up there
yeah,
like, fuck. Like
yeah.
y'all niggas
You know,
everywhere I want to be.
it's situations that ain't got nothing to do with me. I'm just like, yeah, I can't even get down with you like that because I can't respect what you did. So, mm,
Literally. Literally. Yeah, you already know.
yeah,
We know what each other is saying.
yeah.
That's all that matters for real. I'm
Niggas
trying to
be
see.
nervous like y'all talking in code, and it's like, oh,
Well, I don't know if it's code. I just know what she's talking about. And at the same time, I'm
blow
not
up
trying to
spot.
put people on blast. Because if I sat up here, if this was a podcast where I was calling niggas out, oh yeah. If this was a podcast where I was calling niggas out, talking shit about niggas by name, niggas would sit up here and say that this is like some kind of like Zeus TV ass podcast sponsored by the CIA.
I would never want to be in the same category as Zeus.
Zeus,
Corey, don't piss me off.
I'm not gonna piss myself off. Anyway, I forgot what you even asked me about how we got onto this, but
I was asking you how you doing, but you told me we started rambling after that PC thing.
oh
But
yeah,
let's get into the scroll board.
man. So checking out the scroll report, we got some Alicia. For those who don't know, we record this weekly. The drops
Yeah,
weekly, we record it weekly. A lot happens in 7 days, and when I tell you that this last like little cycle of news, my goodness, we could start. Are you looking at the document?
Yeah.
You want to go in order, or you just want to like? Are we picking in?
We can just shuffle them, shuffle the
All
deck.
right, all right. Let's start off light, man. Let's talk about a little local news for the city of Dallas. Let's do some good news. You know what I'm saying? Some smiles on everybody's faces. For those who have been living underneath a rock, the Dallas Mavericks had fired their general manager Nico Harrison after who cares how long with the franchise. The nigga was the only person I've ever seen in my life to trade away like generational talent that came to your city, loves your city, and is for your city.
Literally the
And
franchise player.
literally the franchise player. If somebody, this is the equivalent to back in the day, the GM trading away Michael Jordan when he first came in the NBA. Or if somebody say, "You traded Luca, you traded Luca." I ain't got to worry about it no more. You're gone. We ain't got to look at you. We ain't got to think about you. I ain't got to worry about your little slimy ass smile at the side of the half court. I ain't worry about them backhanded compliments you be trying to give niggas. All that bullshit he be trying to gaslight niggas into thinking that this Anthony Davis, Klay Thompson ass trade gonna work out in the long term. This Cooper Flag at point guard bullshit. Everything they've been doing, we ain't got to worry
Anthony
about it
Davis
anymore.
played for the plays for the Mavericks.
That's who they traded Luca for. AD at 30 something after his injuries.
AD got like his eyebrows just drive me so crazy. Like I just be like, ooh,
Eyebrow.
who, whoever get their hands on your eyebrow, that unibrow of yours, they gonna go to town. I know esthetician gonna look at that and be like, yes.
I know people be sitting up there in their classes at school talking about. Now, everybody, look at this example. This is NBA star Anthony Davis. Got that nigga on the big screen.
Listen, that unibrow goes, it just be bothering me. I'm like, bro, you look, you got a caterpillar on your forehead.
Yeah, my uncle got one just like that too. And it's kind of like it's one of those things where like if you ever talk to a nigga with a unibrow, it's like a personality trait for them. Like they just
They
they're
be making
very.
that whole move.
I don't know. I ain't get into all that. I ain't ask my uncle that. All I know is that nigga, like they be treating it like it's like it got its own routine of personal care. You know, like how a nigga care for his beard. That's how niggas care for their unibrows.
Corey, stop talking to me. Move on.
I'm so sick. All right. So
Move on.
the only thing I have to say about the Dallas Mavericks stuff, and besides fuck Nico Harrison, is that there are talks of and of course, every time somebody gets fired, you always hear about the downfall, all the things that people were holding within and trying to like save the organization and not say. Um, but what we are hearing is that they are considering blowing up the entire team. So they're talking about getting rid of, like, seeing what they can do to get rid of, Kyrie, Clay, AD. Niggas are talking about AD going to Chicago. Keep that,
Kyrie.
keep that cheesehead Green Bay fan away from my team, please, please. We do not need that nigga in the city for real.
Kyrie, honestly, ever since he did that shit with the COVID vaccine and then the anti-Semitic shit, I was looking at that nigga like they gonna get you out of here. They gonna get you out of here one way or another.
When
You
he
can
did
just
that, I
wait.
was like, oh, you can't say that. Like,
It's like you hold tight because they gonna get you up out of here. You just
yeah.
wait. Your time is coming. But before that, he just seemed like a cool nigga. But
Hmm.
after that shit, I was like,
Yeah.
time bomb.
It's like, that's what I'm saying. Too many niggas think that they can use nigga logic and rationalize their own ideologies without any kind of basis to the point where they're putting themselves out here in a public platform and public forums with their basis is thinking. Keep in mind, Kyrie Irving is a flat earther. Before anything else I have to say about that man, he's been a flat earther since I was in high school. We knew that when he had his signature shoe deals, the nigga was like, I don't believe that the earth is round. This is an international celebrity, a professional athlete who's played all across the world. He's been on a plane, bro. You could
You know what I'm saying? That's why I say some niggas just need to. Mm.
Some niggas just don't need to talk. Some niggas would be so much better in their careers if they just never open their mouth. I can't tell everybody to be a better person because that's not realistic.
Nah, but you
I
can
can
tell
tell
me
niggas
like
to
a
shut the
show.
fuck up.
You know?
Alicia, we be right here with it. We right here with it.
Yeah. But if I wonder how this gonna look, because honestly, the Mavs ain't been good in a while, right?
They went to the NBA Finals in 2022. They were the second best team in the NBA.
Was Luca there?
Yeah, he took them there.
Well,
And then Nico Harrison was like, yeah, I don't think that that's good enough. We're just gonna we're just gonna blow this whole thing up.
mm,
Nobody does that.
the
I
Grizzlies
mean,
been making it fire for a while, so I don't know. They got some stuff going on too. So
Dallas ain't been the same, man. It's like when Phoenix went to the NBA Finals against Giannis, and it was Chris Paul and Devin Booker, and niggas was nice. I ain't never seen them back there since.
you getting a little too deep in the sports. I ain't been in sports that long. I don't know
All
nothing.
right, moving on to our next topic. Let's see.
We talking about Pat Bev while we talking about the Mavs and Klay Thompson.
Uh, oh yeah, because I was gonna say the only thing about the Mavs that really matters is finding out what city Meg's gonna be in after Clay gets traded. Because I ain't gonna lie, Dallas done the city felt like a little brighter ever since she been popping out sideline.
Is
Or si-
Clay he had a white mama. He got a white mama.
I think so.
Mm.
Yeah, no, yeah, he does. Why?
He kinda get that vibe. Like, you can sniff it on niggas.
No, he definitely does. But I think he also gives the vibe of like
It gives
Clay's one of
yeah,
the mixed kids that turned out right. That he was one of the good
yeah,
mixed kids. You know what I'm saying? One of the good ones.
yeah.
Not the you got like
All the dudes is
on a
crazy.
scale. We can go anywhere from Logic all the way to Clay Thompson. I'd rather get a Clay Thompson than a Logic.
All right, moving on.
So yeah, Patrick Beverly. Originally, when I put this note down, um, there were reports that excuse me. Originally, when I put this note down, there were reports that were coming out. He was in, I want to say Houston or whatever city he was in, and he was arrested on felony assault charges. And when everything was coming out, I was like, damn, like nigga got in a fight or he put hands on somebody. This is right after the comments that he was sent on that podcast when he was talking about Meg the Stallion. And
Yeah, which I didn't really hear. I mean, cause I got only so much capacity to listening to niggas on with a microphone,
yeah,
but I saw all the comments that Clay Thompson left under their posts.
yeah. The clip they were talking about Klay Thompson being in Dallas and like it might be like a good look for his career, kind of like just being because he's been all the way in Golden State for this whole career. And then I forgot who it might have been one of their guests, but one of the guests was saying that he said he said a good piece of pussy will like could do wonders for a nigga. Basically, that was his message, saying that Meg might have done jump
Mm.
started this nigga a little bit. So then, of course, that's when Clay said what he said. And then, of course, you speak down on Meg, the ancestor's gonna whack you over the head.
Listen,
So
her ancestors be working. I need to know whoever on her spirit court. I need them to go talk to my people.
when you a good person, this is the thing. This is the thing. Meg just a good person. When you don't bother nobody, you rooted in your family, your culture. You very like you just a good person. The universe gonna take care of you. That's what I believe. So
Yeah,
when you like Meg got so much good karma stored up from just being herself that like when somebody tries to spite her, it never works out. Look at Glorilla. We ain't gonna talk about that. We'll talk about that in a month and we can circle back. But anyway, we're here for Patrick Beverly, this bum ass nigga. So he went to Houston. He put hands on somebody, got a felony assault charge. I said, cool. Couple days go by.
you
He
saw the
posts on his
statement.
Twitter. I read it this morning. He posted on his Twitter talking about, oh, something, something, something. My sister was, I caught my sister at home with basically a grown man or like somebody who's over the age of 18. And as any concerned brother would be, leapt into action, something, something. He tried to paint himself as like a hero who was saving his sister from being either like um
Assaulted.
assaulted or like, you never know what happens in a household. Regards to the situation, he
Yeah.
was saying that I was trying to protect my sister. Comes out either last night or today. I saw the initial police report from
Mm.
the whole situation. That young man. So here's the situation. His sister, Patrick Beverly, actually ended up putting hands on his sister. He choked her, he lifted her off the ground, and he punched her in the eye with a closed fist. On top of that, the young man was 17. He wasn't a grown man. He is 17. He's born in, I forgot, but he's 17 years old. So he's a minor, just like Patrick Beverly's sister is.
How old is his sister?
I think she's in high school. So she around that young man's age.
Mm-hmm.
She might be 15 or 16. I can't remember, but the young man's 17.
Mm-hmm.
So cool. Her sister or his sister snuck out the house, met up with the boyfriend at a park. Pat Beverly and the mom find out. So the mom says, "Oh, tell him to come home." So the mom helps set the boyfriend up. So that comes home, or like she comes back. The sister calls the boyfriend over, says, "Oh, come pick me up, whatever, whatever." Boyfriend pulls up. The mom comes outside and is like, "Oh, come inside." This, that, the other. Um, and I guess like they wanted to kind of just like talk to him, or like, this is the mom. I don't even know if he knows that Patrick Beverly's in the house, but the mom's trying to talk to the boyfriend, just trying to be like, "Oh, come to the house, da 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 da." So they bring him inside, and they end up in the sister's room, and then that's when Patrick Beverly like makes his appearance, and then he starts going off on a tangent, and then that's when he choked her. He took her out of the room while choking her, threw her on something, and then hit her.
And he a big ass nigga. Am I correct? Like he a big nigga.
Yes, this man Patrick Beverly, like he might look short, but that's because it's
I
the
mean,
Edgar.
regardless of size, but like,
Like this is a professional athlete. Like
yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like,
you, he's. Let me see. This man is 6'2". Yeah, so he's my height.
you 6'2"?
Uh huh.
You always been 6'2"?
Uh uh.
I mean, not always, but like since I know you.
Uh huh.
Hmm,
Yeah, crazy, right?
hmm.
He's 6'2", 180. Alicia, I'm 6'2", 195.
You know, it kind of get a little murky when cause like this is kind of unrelated, but kind of related at the same time. Like I have a lot of like male friends or whatever, and so I don't always see niggas in person, and so I don't really like when I be like concepting what y'all be
Look
like, or
like,
when I see y'all in person, it be like, what the fuck, you know? So it kind of be throwing me off. So when you was like you
yeah.
6'2", I'm like you 6'2".
The last
I
time,
knew you was taller than me, but like,
yeah, yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
It's just funny though because like, even though I'm over 6 feet, the niggas I hang around are like 6'4", 6'5". I got a couple niggas that are like 6'8", 6'9". So I'm like, I don't say nothing. Like I really can't. Like 6'2" is like five foot to them. So I'm like, whatever. But
Yeah, you know.
it's just, yeah, it's wild. But you got a nigga that's my build, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like you ain't. I mean, you haven't seen me since I lost weight, but a nigga my size, putting hands on a 15 year old young woman, young girl. I'm not gonna say woman because we gotta protect our black women. But this woman is a minor. This is a girl. This is a child. This is your sister. This is your family member, and you strangled her. I want to say they said for 30 seconds, or at least 30 seconds, or something like that. And then,
Lock that nigga up.
oh, and then after he punched her, he said, um, "You gonna make me be the family member to kill you, or I'm gonna be the relative that kills you, or something." It was one of those two
Where was his mama? Where was the mama at? Where the fuck was she at?
in the
Cause
room with the
this was
boyfriend.
her idea.
In the room with the boyfriend. And when this happened, she asked the boyfriend to leave. So the mom needs to get, first of all, the mom needs to get charged for being an
An
accessory to this because
accessory.
she set this nigga up. Second, when the boyfriend left, Patrick Beverly followed the nigga, and then he come back and start talking about, oh, he called the police. So then right then and there, from that incident, this whole story about, oh, well, somebody came inside and we were trying to do this, that, the other, that just lets me know that y'all try to sit up here and scheme. You wanted to try to sit up here and get your side of the story out, use your fame to try to say that this individual or this young man was a liar, and cover up the fact that you brutally assaulted your sister. Traumatizing enough for that entire event. You got I I don't even want to talk like it feels weird to talk about this because it's like it physically pains me to think about like what this young lady just went through. But then I'm also
You know
thinking
what I'm
about
saying? Like that's so crazy to this. Like, I mean, I don't know. I mean, we don't know their relationship or whatnot, but regardless, you know what I'm saying? Like,
that's your family that just
hmm,
like you got yeah you got to get out of there. And then for the boyfriend, let's say that you
lock
had
that
like
nigga up. Actually,
both of
and
them
his
lock them
mama.
up. That's why this nigga goes overseas and plays one season over there.
He still play?
No, he don't play.
Oh,
That nigga on podcast. He was on ESPN. You ain't gonna be after this bum ass nigga. So now nobody going. And then you was a bum in the NBA. You fucking suck, and you doing some shit like this. This nigga go play one season over there, you know where, and then he
mm-hmm.
come back and then start putting his hands on. Hmm. So that's why I said in the notes, Pat Bev is
That's a big word for
they
English.
training him. Oh, let me write it. Let me write it. Let me write it the acronym, the 3-letter one.
uh,
They training him. That shit.
well,
We
you
gotta
know,
shoot niggas. Because what do you say in defense of this? Oh no, it was a mistake. Oh, we need to have grace with this. Let the family. No, we don't have to have grace with this. This is a grown. How old is this? How old is Pat Bev? Because also, let me see. He's 37. He has a wife and kids. Kids. I want to say he has daughters.
you know what I'm saying. When niggas confirm whether he had daughters or not before I finish my statement.
Yeah, he has a daughter.
Niggas
She's
would be doing
17.
so the same age as the sister, pretty much, practically. You just so honestly like, and with familiar relationships and stuff like that, when you were like even like your aunt or whatever, the aunt niece relationship when y'all are similar ages, like y'all end up being close regardless in most situations. So you probably just fucked that up. Like that's nuts to me to niggas who niggas who are abusive to women and have like daughters. Y'all are nuts to me. Like y'all need to be put down.
And that's why I like this whole argument of, oh, what would you do if that was your daughter, your sister, your mother? That doesn't matter to these niggas because you see what they do. It's like you. That's why I'm saying like niggas might laugh at that. People sit up. You know what? Actually, nah. Niggas do laugh at that. They laugh at the jokes when people say people need to be shot. Women need to start carrying around stuff for their own protection. This, that, the other. But like, I just watched. I mean, we're gonna talk about it later. But Cardi B and Offset's thing. That's not
We can
funny.
talk about it now.
Okay, so Cardi B consistently being harassed by Offset, him claiming to be the father or saying that that kid's mine or this, that, the other. This is actual like serial abuser behavior, but to the point where if I want to look at it like this, if they weren't as famous as who they were, do you think Cardi would like be perfectly safe? Like if they if
No.
like I don't want to think about what Offset would have done. But this is the same man who, when she was doing no contact and he pulled up on her during her performance and hijacked the thing with the cake. This is the man who sat up here and cheated on her and like got caught on Instagram Live and shit while they were out the country, on
Multiple
tour, on
times.
her tour multiple times. Cause you not there. Niggas ain't in South Africa to hear Offset. I promise you that. Niggas are not pulling up to Lagos for a Offset concert. We could get you in. So, but you got all this stuff going on and then you getting in arguments with niggas because they talking about Cardi, but you don't like the fact that they talking about your ex-wife, even though she's with a new nigga.
Well, they're not legally separated right now because he is like holding her hostage because
I
she wants
forgot.
he wants he wants her to pay his taxes.
So you doing all this, and like you got to think, man. I'm glad. I mean, Cardi B had the baby. I'm glad, like she doesn't have to deal with this while she's pregnant anymore. But the amount of stress
But
that she would have had
honestly,
to,
but
like,
honestly, even now, like a postpartum, like that period of postpartum is like literally when you are the most vulnerable.
yeah,
As like a person who just had a baby, like that's a vulnerable time period. So for her to be getting tormented by this nigga, and it's intentional. Because if we even look at everything, like take her being with Stefan out of the equation, right? She found out the nigga was cheating on her when she was pregnant with her son.
mm-hmm.
She left him when she was pregnant with
With
her
the second kid,
blossom, with the second youngest,
mm-hmm.
the baby girl, the second girl. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I cannot imagine her having outside of culture, which we don't know. I can't imagine her pregnancies being
Enjoyable,
and enjoyable
yeah,
with this nigga. And like the internet has been saying for years now that like he kept getting her pregnant as a way to kind of like sabotage her and kind of like keep her under his thumb and whatnot. And he used it as a manipulation tool. And that's why I be saying like, yo, you gotta be careful with these niggas.
yeah.
Especially if you are a person that can get pregnant, bro, you gotta be careful with these niggas because they gonna use that as a trap against you. And like that shit is so fucking scary. Cause you even though you can't really predict niggas, I'm sorry, niggas can flip a switch on you at any fucking time.
No, that's the thing. You never know who you with. It's the same thing with marriage. You never know who you with, and niggas flip the
You
switch.
know?
You've been together for 5, 6 years, and then once you marry them, they become a different person. That's a nightmare scenario. But like you
But
said,
I'll be honest though, like in the Cardi B and offset situation, they shit kinda happened a little fast, a little fast. Like they got together and then like you know what I'm saying? It was
hmm,
but even before she got pregnant, he was cheating on her. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? So it's like
they were never
signs
married.
was there.
Oh, I
Huh?
lied. I lied. I'm sorry. They got married, but like when they first started out, it wasn't like that. Wasn't the that
Even
wasn't
though
that nigga Offset prerogative. You
you
know,
know what I'm saying? Even though he was saying he would, but you know niggas lie every day be.
I turn off my camera because I'm finna smoke, but I don't want that on because it's easier to not edit. So
Oh.
I'm still here though.
Um I was like, what the fuck? But yeah,
Yeah,
like
no, no, no. We good. We good.
niggas like be so manipulative in that moment and it's just like they take advantage of women when they're at their most vulnerable. And then also in the Cardi B situation, like I just don't think that they should have ever got married. Like they damn them two should have stayed away from each other. And it's like, we see what's going on now with the aftermath. But he a weird nigga. And I said this, what was it, the first episode? I said he was a weird nigga
Yep.
and he was a bum.
And a bitch.
Yeah. Stand by it, stand
And
on
he
it.
lame.
You know? And it's like,
And he
first of all,
goofy.
you trying to and this is why niggas get on my nerves, right? Because he
Talk
trying to
about it.
use he trying to use the law to do these restrictions, right? Because under Georgia law, like if you are pregnant and you have a baby while you are still legally married, the courts are going to, in a way, automatically assume that it's the baby that you just had is the husband's, but without context. When they have context, then shit start adding up. 2 plus 2 start equaling 4, and so
Yep.
that's why he was on there talking about something. Still that's my kid and whatnot like that. Nigga, you don't pay your fucking taxes. Now
Yeah.
you want to play by the law?
That's the thing. It's the
You
same
don't pay.
situation when Tory Lane's I forgot to add that. Tory Lane's team tried to appeal his case. Goofy ass
I
niggas.
saw
They
that shit.
and then they
I
saw
saw
I
that.
saw academics was talking about, yeah, I ain't gonna go to court because Aiden Ross went and they hit his ass
He
with a
a predator
subpoena.
too. Lock that nigga up too.
Oh, always, always. Academics was a predator when he was in college. We got the files. I got the files, bro. We got the files. I got the screenshots. You bum ass,
Mm-hmm.
fuck ass nigga. I can't even say that I was gonna call him I was gonna call him fat, but I ain't gonna do that because you know what I'm saying. You know,
Corey, please get on camera, please,
Alicia,
please. I
give me
can't.
2 minutes. Give me 2 minutes because I got some I got some things I could say about some of these people. That's gonna be on the Patreon. I don't even care for real. I don't even care for real. That's why, look, this is why I love it, Alicia. We let niggas know out the gate. I'm not trying to do all this, play nice because niggas in media, people in places. I don't give a fuck about Zeus TV. I don't give a fuck about Complex Music. I don't give a fuck about Kick streaming, Twitch streaming. I don't give a fuck about any of these platforms.
And that complex talking about something. Now, why am I in it?
Complex, because they had Joe Budden and Academics on the same show. Niggas said, oh yeah, this is a good idea. Come on now. Now look at both of them niggas. Niggas would not be talking about Joe Budden if it wasn't for
Joe Budden, didn't he have allegations that he was like having sex with a dog with animals? So,
that, yes. He
and then
also
he was
pushed his
also he
pregnant
also
wife
was
down the stairs.
beating on women.
Yeah. His
So
and she was pregnant and he beat on her and pushed down the stairs. He also he chased by car some kids that were like trolling him. They were driving by like his house in New Jersey, and I think they was like 16, 17, and they were just recording him because he was outside walking. He got mad, hopped in his car, and then drove and like was trying to run him down and like run him off the road. And this is like the light stuff Joe Budden has done. This is like the light stuff. If you really
like yeah,
we could talk about it, but
some niggas just need to be put
we're good.
down. What Dr. Umar say?
You cannot take everybody with you. I'm sorry, but little Pookie and them on the corner, we're gonna have to put them down. I'm sorry, you can't take everybody with them. I don't make the rules, man.
I mean, I don't always agree with that man. But you
But
know, broken clock
it's awesome.
strikes right twice a day.
See, the thing is about Dr. Umar is he be saying stuff that I'm like, yes, but I know we're not on the same page about it. When he says we gotta leave some niggas for good, he's like, oh, we gotta leave like the niggas in the streets, and that's like respectability politics, in my opinion. You gotta always work with niggas. And anyway, we just need reform. I'm talking about leaving the niggas that you hang around, Umar, the niggas that you be on their podcast. We gotta leave those niggas. We low key gotta leave you.
You think in another lifetime, Dr. Umar and W.B. Du Bois would have been friends? Because I think so.
I think in another lifetime, Dr. Umar would have done everything he could have to try to start like one of those civil rights organizations. But you probably would have heard about him as like Dr. Umar would have had two roles in the civil rights era. He either would have been that nigga that like tried to be around everybody, like the civil rights groupie. Oh, this is Dr. Umar photographed with MLK. This is Dr. Umar photographed in a meeting with W.E.B. Du Bois and Malcolm X.
MLK and W.E.B. Du Bois was not in the same lifetime.
You don't know that.
Yes,
Uh
I do.
no, you don't. This nigga would have been
That
either
nigga was
that
50 in the 1900s. He wasn't in the early 1900s. It was like, no.
Dr. Umar would have been there. I promise you. As a child, he would have been. He would.
MLK and I'm not saying that.
As a child, he would have met W.E.B. Du Bois, and then
Okay.
as a grown man, as an old man, he would have met MLK in them,
He would have been have to be like,
and he would have been a CIA informant for the Black Panther Party.
so you think he would have shot Fred Hammond? Hammond? You think he would have shot him?
I don't know if he would have shot him. I definitely think he would have been like feeding information about the meetings. Dr. Umar's a scammer. Like niggas don't know that because they don't. A lot
He
of
a
people don't
grifter
do.
for sure.
He's a grifter, but he also scams people. Like he scammed investors. He
Sound like
scammed.
finding me.
Yeah, I'm about to say like actual. He's committed fraud, like felony crimes. So outside of all of that, I'm like this man. Like y'all talking to. uh And my biggest thing with Umar, if he was like an influencer, if he labeled himself as an influencer, I wouldn't have as much of a problem. But you try to be like this political or like a social activist when you don't do the work, you don't be out there like you be scamming the
Your
niggas that are
boots
doing
don't
the
be on the
work.
ground.
Yeah, you be on the podcast with your boots up, kicked up on somebody's coffee table instead of talking about what we need to do.
Khorey, please go on camera. Thank you.
Hate Umar. I don't even remember what we was talking about. This is the scroll report, everybody. This is what happens when we scroll.
Oh,
Everybody
I
just
don't know.
piss us off.
Well, now I don't know.
Nothing's lighter on this.
Shift the gears. We talk about Nicki Minaj speaking at the UN.
So you sent me the clip last night. I
I
I
did.
clicked it. I opened it up. She said,
She
I
was
think she
talking
said
in
like,
complete sentences.
no,
I was just shook.
she was. She sounded like she was accepting one of her awards at the Grammys again. Um,
She ain't never been there.
I meant to say the BET Awards, and they gonna kill us. Like anyway, oh my goodness, bro.
It just,
She ain't never been
I
there.
mean,
Well, I mean, my bad. I forgot. I was trying to be nice, but yeah, she was speaking coherently. I think she had to put the coke down for a week, and
she said she don't do coke. I wonder what drug it is.
I don't care what people say. A nigga asked, "Are you talking to anybody else?" No. What are we talking about? Niggas lie all the time.
Yo, I mean, you're not wrong.
Like, oh man. Anyway, I say all that to say I heard her say something like "Good morning, good afternoon, thank you to people of the UN for having me," and I clicked off the video because it pissed me off. So I'm gonna let you take over because I know nothing about what she said.
Um, she just was saying more about like she didn't really say much. The clip wasn't that long, but she was mostly like she thanked President Trump. She was saying like this is an important cause um for with the whole Christianity in Nigeria thing. I don't really have a lot of context. You have more context to this than I do.
Do you remember earlier in the year when they were talking about those South Africans were facing like discrimination and persecution, and they needed like they were trying to basically say the white people in South Africa needed to seek asylum because they were facing persecution from the native Africans that were already there. So it was like a huge movement by MAGA to manufacture political momentum to get the backing behind it so that they could just get a bunch of while actual people from they weren't allowing Palestinians in, they weren't they were well they were allowing some Ukraine, I think some Ukrainians, but like nobody from Haiti, nobody from Sudan, nobody from um, anywhere, honestly. But anywhere that's black and brown and having a conflict, they were like, oh no, that's like some civil turmoil, even though that they're backing it and they're funding it and they're the ones causing it. But they're like, let's let them handle that. These white people who are a super minority by population and are totally not actually facing any real discrimination. Like people don't like the fact that you're benefiting from the systems of apartheid, and they're like, hey, that's not your farm. You know, that's my family's farm. Get out. And they didn't like that. So they manufactured a way for them to be able to come to the US and then also be able to have some stability, some housing, some funding, whatever. They're coming back and trying to do the same thing in Nigeria, um, but it's from
Under the
the
guise of Christianity.
yeah, they use Christianity. It's kind of like what you see in Venezuela. I want to say in 2021 or two. I remember this because I was working in my advertising agency at the time, and I had to look up like real world events off the coast of like Venezuela. There was a super huge oil deposit that was discovered, and it's enough to rival. or at least make Venezuela an international marketplace like the people that sell oil out the Middle East. So for a brown country to sit up here and own your own resources and then become instantly like a world a market like that, kind of crazy. Ever since that happened, the U.S. has been doing any and everything that they can to try to break into Venezuela. So they try to do two low key coups, and I say two low key ones because Elon Musk funded them. They sent a
Who was the fucking immigrant? Himself?
from where? From where? From where? South Africa.
Africa.
You can't make this shit up. Like this shit is comedy, but it's not. They did two coups, didn't work. The first one they sent a militia. What do you call those people? The is it militia or no mercenaries? They sent a mercenary group down there to try to overthrow the government. Didn't work. Niggas caught them. They saw their passports. They were like, "What are American, mercenaries doing in Venezuela?" So then Elon Musk tried it again, didn't work. Then they were saying, oh, the president of Venezuela is a dictator. This person's a communist. This person, this, that, the other. And then now you see them trying to manufacture consent for war with actual Venezuelans. You see, uh, recently they've been trying to say like we have to protect our borders because they're sending all these violent criminals back. So they've been the whole ICE raids and stuff. That's not why. That's just like but it is like connected. But like the ICE raids from them saying like, oh, we're creating these prisons for these violent criminals, to them saying we're going to start bombing these people off the coast of the US or like off the coast of Cuba and Florida or whatever because they're transporting drugs. You don't know that, but that's a whole other thing. But everything kind of
Which
revolves
we're gonna
around.
pick back up in a second.
Oh yeah, everything revolves around this idea that South Americans are evil and the U.S. needs to be the one to right their wrongs. So everything that's been happening, at least with that, has kind of just been like they're using the same language and stuff that they've been doing in Venezuela to manufacture consent, and the same thing that they did in South Africa to manufacture consent for what they're trying to do in
It's all
Nigeria.
a play. It's
Everything's
all
a
a
play.
play.
It's like when they were trying to say Haitians were eating animals and stuff in Ohio and Illinois, and then when that shit came out that it wasn't true, niggas just said, "Oh well, let's go look this way, everybody." So
Well, we're gonna move on for that because I ain't got time for the pink the pink wig lady stands to be on my case. But we can talk about speaking of the ice raids. The bishops of the U.S. banded together like the Avengers
these
and
niggas,
made a video to condemn Trump, the Trump administration, for their ice raids,
if you ever
co-signing
seen
with the Pope.
the the Hurricane Katrina commercials with the celebrities asking people to donate,
Yep.
or if you ever seen those the like some international crisis will happen and they'll get like all the celebrities. Or you remember when COVID happened and they had all the celebrities do those colored squares? That's
Yeah.
how those bishops came. They said, "Hi, my name is so and so, Bishop of this." Now, man, they had the
Man,
names, the titles, the region they was over, and they gave everybody like 30 seconds to talk about why what they were doing was wrong. You know how chopped you got to be. This is all this happened in the same year, by the way. The last pope we had told JD Vance that what they were doing is wrong. Jesus would not be proud of them, and basically that JD Vance is the antichrist, and then died the next day. You got to
after
live with
he,
that. That was the last thing. That was probably the last that was probably like the last judgment the Pope gave somebody.
I think Satan gonna rub his feet together when JD Vance get up out of here. I think he
I
gonna be
think right now,
kicking and giggling his feet, just rubbing his feet together. He gonna, ooh, he gonna, that nigga gonna touch down. He gonna get the shimmy in.
you know, you know what's crazy? I think with the U.S. right now, Satan is looking at all these people that's going to be down there in a couple years, and like the same way you would sit up there and you be at the grocery store and be like, "Nah, this is like a nice, like a slab of meat." Like if I was about to throw something on the grill, I'd be like, "Damn, look at these
Khorey.
ribs." They'd be like, "You know what? I'm finna marinate these. I'm gonna season these." He looking at everybody doing all this evil. all this
Just
spiteful
fighting.
hatred, and he drooling. He like, I can't wait. I can't wait till I see y'all ass.
Can you
He's
hear
a
that? No,
like
okay.
no.
This niggas outside cutting the grass.
No, I don't really hear nothing.
Okay, just make sure. But yeah, I think Satan down there just cheesing. Like, ooh, I can't wait.
I know every time, you got all the heathens in line standing, waiting to be punished for all of eternity. And Satan's probably just so excited he pop up and tell other niggas what he about to do to them.
Meanwhile, Queen Elizabeth just happy she gonna have some friends.
Not soon enough. This is a sidebar. People don't hold the UK accountable for as much shit that they need to be held accountable. Like
Nah.
the Black Panther scene when they was talking about the museum, that kind of started getting people thinking a little bit about like, hey, why are all these different artifacts and things that are like here? But I want y'all to understand. In fact, you could probably let me see. Let me see. I'm gonna Google this because I'm at my PC right now. I'm not even gonna guess the number. How many countries did England colonize?
And why?
65.
And that reminds me of when I was in class. I don't know if I told you about this. When I was in class one time, this semester, and one of my fellow graduates, classmates, was like, we were talking about like colonization and the effects on Africa, and one of my classmates was like, I didn't realize how much colonization affected the rest of the rest of that world, the rest of Africa. And it took everything in me to not be like, and we on camera too, and I'm just like,
You don't read. No, that can't even be like a you don't read. You don't read or think.
no, that's their privilege talking.
That was a black kid that said that?
No,
Oh,
no,
oh. No, I'm sorry. Sorry. I thought you said this was a black kid that said that. I was like, what are you talking about?
no. Read
I didn't know how much
exactly.
colonization affected the rest of the world.
It said it was so much like confidence. I had to go off camera.
That's so
Damn, my light
stupid.
just died. I had to go off camera.
That's so stupid. I'm looking at this map right now of just the countries that England colonized, and like, I mean, man. I mean,
Yeah.
65. You think about it, and you say 65 might not be that crazy of a number, but nowadays, I want to say there's
When you think about how much like
200, either 125 or 200 countries like that exist today,
you know what I'm saying, like that's a lot.
and then you have, and then so if we talk about in like the from the 14s,
This was
15s,
before they started
16s,
dividing shit up for
17s,
real.
man, you was at the be like it's places that just got that just got their independence within the last decade, and we're talking about so and so and so and so is just claiming independence from um, the UK, and then like we
Yeah.
have to do this thing where everybody like we have to pretend we have to be happy for the country and pretend that we don't like we can't say anything about the UK. Nobody can be like, why were they still colonized in the big year of 2020? Why were niggas still sitting up here talking about that they're a British colony from 17 something all the way
That's why
into
everybody. That's why as a. That's why as a unit, people across the globe was over there throwing parades and shit when Louisa got up out of here.
when they was talking about, oh, let's do a moment of silence. I remember I was just clapping anytime because I watch Formula One, and it's a British sport. They were like, oh, let's do a moment of silence at the beginning of the broadcast. I just started clapping because I said, I'm glad we got her out of there. When you got when you are a perpetuator of that much hatred and like evil, just throughout your whole life,
And incest.
yeah,
Um.
that's wrong. And people
Well,
will sit up here and say, "Oh, da 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 da." Y'all gotta understand, Queen Elizabeth was old as shit. When she was young, she was in the colonies. There's footage of her in a Brit in the in one of the British India colonial little, like, I guess it was like a military camp or something. She was standing on a jeep while niggas got guns pointed at people.
And King Charles, he not too far behind. That nigga already dead. He just somehow blood pumping. I don't know.
I
That
think they
nigga look
froze
like
him.
he been.
I think they pumped him full of like they probably pumped his body full of so much like plastic and glue. That nigga can't move because it's he can't move. He dead, but his body can't even like decompress. It's just stuck.
Nah, I ain't involved that nigga yet. But shit,
They got the royal taxidermist to visit him.
stuff that nigga and just got him saying. You think? Nah.
Yes, yes.
Like how they be having them dead people standing up in the clubs and shit at their funerals.
Mm-hmm.
That's how they got him.
Mm-hmm.
That nigga, he got all kinds of blue and purple and shit.
It's things happening to a human body I've never seen before. The only way I can describe it is decay. How you decaying but you still alive?
He decaying from the outside with inside out.
They already got the inside. That's what I'm saying. When he was in that hospital and he was out the public view and we thought he was dead, that was him dying. He already decayed during that time. They had to go get the royal taxidermist, right? They had to go get the right materials and they had to let everything set so his body could just form and stay in that shape. And then now that it's set, it's like how many days in a row can you wear a pair of shoes before them bitches start creasing? No matter what you do, no matter how you walk, eventually niggas gonna notice. You can only have that nigga out, and I'm pretty sure that's why he don't travel or nothing because the UK is like climate controlled, so they don't have to
They
worry
got,
about.
I don't know. They be having weird shit going on in the way. Cause the way that lady Kate disappeared, and they tried to act like that lady wasn't gone. Like, yeah, they be doing weird shit all over there. I don't know what the fuck they be having going on. But I guess we can we can move on. You want to talk about Rory?
I don't want to talk about none of these niggas, Alicia. That's the thing that pissed me off. Every single thing that we gotta talk about, I hate these niggas.
I mean,
So let's talk about it.
I'm gonna let you speak because I don't know nothing about this. You brought this to the table.
So I'm gonna pull up the TMZ article, but
Mm.
again, for the people who don't know, the other day Roy was on Twitter. And he was arguing with some Kendrick fans about the Drake and Kendrick beef. Honestly, at this point, I think it's a sign of low intelligence if you argue that Drake in some way, shape, or form came out better in that beef. But
You just as
regardless,
delusional as Drake at this point.
I think you worse. Drake know he got fucked up. He ain't, that's anyway.
You just ain't admitting defeat.
Yeah, he got a safe face, but Drake literally has been acting different since that. Like his fans are the ones who were stuck in some kind of like
Time travel.
psychosis. But
That's
he
the
was,
word.
yeah,
It's something about them young monies. Something up in there. Something
man.
up in there.
Drake with his shit, Nicki Minaj, the barbs, or Lil Wayne performing at the Super Bowl. Everybody just delusional. It just.
Well, this is what he looks like. He looks.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry, forgot.
He look
So
like the Lego. He look like the Lego man. Like the faces. His face
mhm.
look like a Lego.
This is like one of the whitest individuals that you can meet if he shaped up his beard, and like you can tell he hangs around black people because of the shape up in his beard, or like somebody in his life had to introduce him to that though. But like this nigga,
Nah, he ain't coming out the womb like that.
you I would find this white person anywhere, anywhere in the US. I would see a person like Roy. But he
What's
was
his name?
on Twitter arguing with people. And then when you start acting a little wild, especially when you're a white person in a black space, especially hip hop, niggas gonna look at you and start pulling your card. And they decided to pull the old tweets. They were not looking good. This man, Massage Noir, um,
Yikes.
it looked like it was as wild as Tyler the Creator tweets when they was pulling those up. it's things like he was like you pulling out microaggressions and like derogatory stuff I haven't heard in years. You got a white man in 2010 talking about this little black girl hair is nappy or this that the other this person ghetto or hood rat
He was
and
born in 1990, so he's 35. So in 2012, what's that? That was
mm, he was at least
13 years
20.
ago.
He was at least 20. So he was 23.
Like 22. Yeah, he was like 23. Um,
2010s, by the way. This isn't like, you know. So anyway, all the old tweets came up. You can, if you want, you can go to the TMZ article. TMZ has a lot of the ones on here, but just to give you a few, he said, and this is on December 18th from 2014. It said he retweeted, "I've never saw a good looking black woman." Another one, "Y'all love black women." He quote tweeted and said, "Nah." And then somebody, I think somebody added him, or maybe he was just retweeting it. He said, "Do your black ass mother and grandmother know you don't like black women?" And he quoted and said, "Nope." On top of him talking about Blue Ivy when she was a baby, talking about Beyonce. So when people pull up these tweets, he put out all the excuses. It started out as those were fake tweets. Then it turned into I was probably joking. Then, Twitter used to be private. You didn't have to worry about this. Then my black girlfriend tweeted those from my phone. And then I apologize. So it got worse. Niggas went to his black girlfriend's Twitter page just to see, oh, was she tweeting? Because why would she have to go to your thing? She was talking, the stuff that Rory was saying, she was talking about that nigga too. And it was just like Rory was saying crazy shit about her, about disrespecting like people in general, her friends, her mom. Like Rory just doesn't like black women. So he got on the Twitter spaces and he got
wait,
on
wait, wait,
trying to,
wait, wait. Back up. So you said the girlfriend was talking about Rory on her Twitter?
mm-hmm.
Oh,
She used to talk shit about Rory on her Twitter.
that is so. You know what? He met his match.
Yep, I would say some people do it. Some people do it differently. I guess not me, but y'all be cool though. Except for Rory, fuck you. So he got on to this Twitter space, and instead of trying to apologize, it was you had a bunch of people basically trying to tell him about himself. You're a white man in black spaces. You're anti-black, and you're a hip hop person. And like he came from the standpoint, yeah, right. He came from the standpoint of like, all right, I'm sorry, but like that was in the past. Get over it. And then so when niggas was calling him out, uh, it's like he was being sarcastic, trying to make jokes, and he was like, oh, like this one dude was yelling at him. I think he kept saying like, oh, what are you gonna do about it? What are you gonna do, or like something like that. And then this other person was trying to basically tell him like how that hurts people, how that can be seen, and he was like, oh, well, I'm sorry, but it happened. So that was his thing. And then he deleted like not even deactivated, he deleted his whole Twitter account. Like he's no longer on Twitter. They got his friend Mal, that coon.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. Like, what did Mal say about it? Because I don't listen
Mal
to
was
the nigga.
defending him. Mal's a dick rider on everything though. Like everything that nigga says.
But they are Joe Budden friends, are they not?
They were both on the Joe Budden podcast, but like Mal,
So,
I
tracks.
can't I don't even know how to describe this. It's like if you met a nigga who doesn't read, who only gets like their opinions off of social media, um,
Tracks.
and like
Get them niggas away from me.
I feel like I don't know if it's like a groupie or if he just little bros himself to like every celebrity that he's around. But like he obviously just dick rides a bunch of niggas for no like I can't he just be dick riding all the time, but the shit that he be saying is just so egregiously wrong. It's like, why is this an opinion? Like the things that people bring up, oh, this person did this. And yeah, well, like the Drake shit. When the Drake and Kendrick shit, when all that stuff was happening, he went out of his way to try to say like Kendrick shit was like whack. And like this stuff is like not even trying to say like I don't know how to I can't say what I want to say, Alicia. It's like the stuff that he says is so egregiously wrong. It can go anywhere from just a simple social take in a space where I'm just like, okay, you're just like plain wrong and stupid. It's obviously you're a dick rider, to where you're talking about serious topics and you're just so uneducated or so um just without information, that it's not possible for me to take you serious in any capacity, in any space, on top of you being a cornball, a dick rider, and a lame nigga, and a coon.
What a combo.
So
What a combo.
that's why it's like it's hard for me to describe how this individual is, because like these are the niggas Joe Budden, and these are the niggas Joe Budden was hanging around.
But if you think about Joe Budden, which we just talked about,
No, it makes sense. But niggas don't
right?
think about Joe Budden. That's my issue. He just rebrands and he doing something else.
That's because niggas don't hold, like, that's because niggas in general don't hold each other accountable.
At all.
Because ain't no way that, like, he should be skating around. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, no, nigga, we know what we heard. We know. Like, you not, no, get away. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they should, I don't know. I don't know, man. In certain situations, I kind of be wanting to. Have you ever seen that fly swatter that look like a tennis racket, and you just and it's, you know what I'm saying? If
Mhm.
I just had a giant one of those, I'd just be swatting niggas. Keep it
Sometimes I
moving.
just be like, if I could just snap my fingers and that nigga just don't exist,
That's too much power.
it's not enough. It's not enough.
Well,
These niggas are,
uh,
man.
moving on. Government shutdown update. The government has reopened after the agreement that we talked about last week went down. Which, if you don't know, the 8 of the Democratic senators crossed party lines to join sides with the Republicans on a vote that an agreement that would push back the main reason that the government shutdown even happened in the first place, which was it was contingency around the budget decisions when it comes to funding the government, and include and within the budget that included health care, that included SNAP, that included education, Department of Education, and all those things. So it was contingencies around getting the budget in order for that, and so that was the reason that the government shutdown was being gone on so long. And not too long ago, a Democrats cross party lines to kind of like side with the Republicans to push a to continue to fund the government through the end of January, and a vote on health care and all of that will be in December, late December. But with that vote going through, and it pushed them to reopen the government earlier last week or later last week. So, thoughts?
Harriet would have shot some niggas. Harriet would have definitely shot a couple of niggas, man. It's just crazy. I put in the show notes that the Democrats bent over because at the end of the day, like Alicia just said, you're pushing back the reason that the government shut down in the first place with no clear resolution and or sign that it's not going to happen again. On top of that, it's going to be after the point that what is it? Is it the Medicaid or is it the SNAP benefits? Like the stuff runs out. Well, they ain't got no money in the SNAP benefits anyway. I forgot what it's. There's a certain
Well,
cutoff.
the vote that they have to that they were kind of just holding out for it was the vote for healthcare,
Right.
and that is going to be voted on in December. The
So
government is being funded, like the vote, a part of that vote that they voted on to reopen was that they will continue to fund the government through the end of January, but they're voting on healthcare in December, amongst other things, but healthcare for sure in December.
So here's a question: what happens if they don't reach a consensus again on the healthcare?
We're gonna be shut down again.
Yeah,
Well, I don't really know how that will work because I don't know. I don't
yeah.
know how that would work on the vote in December. I'm interested to see because I know for a fact that they don't come to an agreement on the budget in January, we're definitely going to be going experiencing another shutdown. But I don't know how the vote will go.
It's just so interesting to me because by the time that happens, if we end up in another shutdown, 2026, the new Medicare like policies will be in effect, and people's premiums will skyrocket. The out of pocket costs will skyrocket, and that'll happen. Best case scenario, that would still happen before any sense of normalcy was put in place. If we were in a situation where people were able to like vote to extend like the actual benefits that Medicaid provides, people will still have to pay these out of pocket costs and things for months before their premiums and things got down to normal. Um, on top of them, also adding in a bunch of other bills in this vote to where I'm not sure if you saw, but they're trying to ban basically the entire hemp industry. So that's another 200,000 jobs that they're trying to cut. So they snuck that in the bill. It's a ban for all hemp, marijuana products, whatever. Regardless of how you feel, that's a 200,000 multi-billion-dollar industry right before Christmas. Niggas getting laid off again. Um,
I didn't know anything about that. I have seen that they just proposed a new bill to basically um, decide like what is professional as a job for as far as like the education system. So like from what I've been seeing, I haven't done like a deep dive on this, but from what I've seen so far, that nurse practitioners won't be considered a professional degree in the
this is
education system.
another um,
The bill that's proposed for next June or July, so next summer.
this is another move or this is another play in the movement of anti-intellectualism. These people just want to make the jobs and career choices that they want people to work for
Yeah,
viable, and they also want to defund anything that makes people creative. They want to defund anything that's artistic. They want to defund the arts. They want to defund the
yeah, the arts are
educations.
dying.
Like, and that's another thing. Anytime you look at it like a fascist regime, one of the first things that they always talk about is like they locked away access to books. They locked away or they burned the paintings and the art, and they got rid of like people's ability to really kind of just conceptualize, but also to critically think for themselves. Art makes people think, and it speaks on a lot of like, I mean, art is it by itself political, right? And you
Yeah,
can
art is activism.
from any kind of medium that you want to look at it, you can pull an example from history. There's influences there. If you look at like the ability to analyze literature and say like what somebody was trying to convey through their words, what they weren't trying to convey, uh, whether or not something was viable or whether or not something is good or bad, the ability to analyze and critically think, that is a survival skill. When these politicians are coming out and just making up statistics and policies and telling you things, they don't want you to be able to say no, that's not true, because I'm able to understand from this other instance that I know in my life that what you're saying is false. They just want you to take everything from their mouth and just eat it up, eat it up,
Yeah.
eat it up. They don't want you working. They don't want you going to college for things that wouldn't fit the agenda. um it's just like it's disgusting.
And here's the thing, right? They are it's not as much as we like look at the Trump administration and then that orange man himself as being like not smart and whatnot. They are actually being very strategic with what they're doing, right?
Hmm.
Because if we think about COVID and the way that the shutdown and the pandemic and quarantine, all of that has affected the education system, like kids, like during that time period, like during that what one at least that one solid year before we got back into schools physically, for however long, like you know what I'm saying, like the literacy scores plummeted. Like literacy plummeted, education plummeted. Like the way that the school system operated has like dramatically changed since then, and
And
we are
they're
still
already like
actively seeing it. Yeah,
they were already like pulling funding from a lot of schools, like literary programs. I remember like New York was already talking about closing like their library and stuff. And this is like pre-COVID. These conversations and things were happening. But like to you, when you said when I literally remember my ex was she was an elementary school teacher, and when them kids came back, she was in that first wave of the people that had to interact with the Corona generation. Those kids were so interaction deprived that like
yeah.
they couldn't focus on the education. And then on top of that, when you did get them to actually sit down and try to see where they were, you realize that these parents, one, a lot of the parents don't even be like taking care of like interacting with their kids. They kind of just leave them off to their own machinations. So
Which is a
then,
different conversation,
yeah,
because
we can talk. That's gonna be next episode. Next episode. So like and subscribe. Make sure you're following. But it's
yeah,
like you got to go through the fact that like their education was stunted, the people who came in weren't set up right, and then their attention spans were fried, on top of them not having any real incentive to strive because these schools are just going to keep passing them along, and then the government pulling funding continuously. I don't know if it's like that for everywhere else, but I know in Texas it was like that for the last 4 or 5 years. Like everywhere you look around, they're pulling funding. um, Greg Abbott's one of the
yeah.
biggest proprietors for trying to get charter schools. So it's wild.
Universally across the country, like that's something that's happening. But I would say like that it's very strategic with what they're doing, because if you consider like everything that's going on with the way that they're trying to constantly like pull back on education, pull back on the arts, pull back on the thing, and you like you said, people need to be thinking critically and having like some kind of form of having an analytical mind. And because of the education system and the way that it is actively crumbling before our eyes, and the way that there is an active literacy crisis going on still right now, like it's very strategic what they're doing. Like they're not. We looking like the shit get a little, it get fun of games and shit like that, because you can make jokes and this and that, but it's like no, actually, we if we don't get a move on this, get something, get a handle on this shit, like it's finna get even scarier. It's scary now, but
It's
it's finna
scary
get
now,
scarier.
and it's to the point where like because so many people aren't active in politics, it feels very passive. Like you said, the everything that the Republicans have been doing was lined out in their Project 2025. Everything's strategic. Everything's they're very like arms locked together to the point where if you hear something from one person in the party, that's the talking point. From top down, whatever Trump says, like they're puppeting. If this is the main party's directive, then everybody on every position is going to do what they can to make sure that they're pushing this forward. Even Trump himself, he'll call people up and be like, "No, make sure that this happens, or make sure that you say this, or da 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 da." And
Which is
like,
why, go ahead.
and it's like for the Democratic Party, we're so divided from the standpoint of like there's so many issues I could talk about the Democratic Party, but at the same time, everything's a lot more passive to the point where like they take the perspective of we shouldn't do this because this is either one immoral, like we're talking about America, not just the party, but like that shouldn't be the thing because that's just wrong. But they'll still approve it because they're taking the money from their donors or whatever groups really
Yeah.
just funding them, or they're the ones that kind of just they they just bend over like Hakeem Jeffries, man. Like, what are we talking about? That nigga's just Hakeem Jeffries, Cory Booker, uh, these people who will sit up here in front of a camera and try to come off as like a neo civil rights political activist, especially the mixed ones. We got to talk about them, but they'll come out and try to make it seem like, oh, I'm really for like the everyman. And I understand because I face discrimination, whatever, whatever. And then you see how they vote, and they're voting the exact same way as their predecessors or their more conservative counterparts. And
Yeah.
I don't understand it.
I think here's my theory, right? I think that because of two things. I know like everybody's looking at Trump as like he is. the head honcho, right? Which, in a sense, yes, given the structure of the sense of the system,
Hmm.
sure. However, I don't think I'm not gonna say that he is the one putting all this shit in line. Like I don't
No,
this whole everything that's going on, it's not coming from that nigga
Peter
Bernard.
Thiel, Thiel. I don't know how to say it, but Palantir, the CEO,
Sure.
the Palantir is the company that does all the they're the tech company that does all the biometric tracking and all the big brother for the governments. They have all the international
Hmm.
contracts. He he's a private advisor or like a close, I forgot his official role, but like he's a non-voted in close political official to Trump. And like Palantir is, they're in the military, they're in spyware, they're in like the worst shit that you could think. Like when people talk about, oh, like they're gonna start spying on us and using the same shit that they're doing overseas in Palestine, and they're gonna do back over here, like that's Palantir. And I remember there was an interview somebody did in the White House where he slipped up, but he said something like they asked him about something that Trump was trying to push, and he said, yeah, but well, if I say that we're gonna do this, then da 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 da.
Just
So
kind of like when Elon was there and his kid was like, "My daddy's the president," and it's like, so it's like, you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like he is literally just the puppet master. Like he's the puppet, and the rest of the Republican Party and whatever, like whoever else is in, because Trump has the agency to put these people in. Like, you know what I'm saying? He just is giving puppet. You know what I'm saying? So like,
no, somebody
I'm,
definitely got their hand up his ass.
you know, yeah. And so like,
I can
that's
tell you
one thing,
who.
right? That's one thing, right?
Uh huh.
And then with the Dems, like I think that the Dems are just stuck in the old system of, okay, this is how we do things, and they're not adjusting to the shit that the Republicans are doing, because the Republicans are like, I see what them niggas did. We finna do some new shit. We we
Yep.
got we got something for your ass. You know what I'm
Y'all
saying?
legalize gay marriage? Never again. You had a
Which
nigga in the White House? Never
shout out
again.
to that judge that threw that case out, because they
Yeah.
did try to overturn that recently.
Yeah.
But like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? So I think that the Democrats are not evolving in the way that we need to, because the Republicans are out here like, I see what them old niggas did.
Mm-hmm.
Which granted, all of them in their old niggas. I see what them old niggas did. I finna show y'all some. And
Yep.
they shaking the fucking table, and the Democrats are not like catching up. And that is the problem.
They're
But
playing, like you said, they're playing an old game in a new way. It's like if you ever watch any sport and you watch like one of the best players or something after their prime, and they kind of just walk around the court, it looks like the game's go flying by them. Honestly, kind of lost out
yeah,
there. Like Dirk Nowitzki at the end of his career, I was like, Dirk, you're not that mobile. You need to go home, bro. Hang it up.
that was
Love
you
you,
know.
but it's
Yeah.
like that's how the Democrats show up to every single hearing, every single vote, every single session. And like I'm tired of the whole, what really pisses me off? It's like you said, niggas aren't doing enough. We need to get a real Mamdana stand going across the nation. All right. Niggas aren't doing enough to actually change shit. And we keep going from this 2010 Barack Obama era. Oh, we got the swagger because our president's black and everybody likes a black president. So everybody loves us. We don't like y'all. We like Barack. And even then, y'all like Barack. I don't. You niggas
The Republicans are actually punishing America for that. Actually,
still
that's what's
to this
really going
day,
on.
to this day,
Yeah,
the
they're
fact
like,
that,
oh,
yeah,
that's one for y'all. But
that's why
mm-mm.
anytime you look at a political conversation, niggas gave up the facade. They don't do any kind of sense of respectability politics. They like even conservatism back in 2008, 2009, there was a way that people talked about certain issues where everything came off as very like it was an eloquent space. Debates were very
Mhm.
like it wasn't like an
Very
argument.
coy.
Yeah, it was just like the political space was a battle of wits and words. Nowadays, any and every, it's like if a nigga want to start streaming, get you a camera, just start doing whatever you want, and somebody gonna do something. These politicians, I see the dumbest of people on this planet pop up on social media, and they talking about I'm running for this. Really?
Yeah.
It's a
Do you want to talk about the Epstein emails?
how much negativity do I have left in me right now? Let me see.
Honestly, I really just want to get to the commentary because that's what the video I sent you.
Let me see, because we can do that.
And then I have a comment to make about the the next game tribute.
Okay, yeah, we can do those, and then outside of that, I'm cool on the scroll report.
Okay. Um. So somebody leaked the Epstein emails.
Mm. It wasn't me, y'all. I swear it wasn't me. I swear it
So
wasn't me. I know what y'all gonna ask.
Corey, how did you get into the computer? Yeah. So allegedly, the Dems leaked the emails, and there's some interesting things up in there. One comment that I saw
What's
was
the comment?
"THROATUS, GOATUS, POTUS."
What was that referring to?
Trump
Uh huh.
and Bill Clinton.
So
The
which
Trump
one?
into Nancy Reagan.
Okay, so I got a question for you. I just thought about in the phrase "throatus, goatus, potus." Which one
It
of
sounds like
them?
a spell.
That's what I'm saying. Hocus pocus.
It sounds
Throatus,
like
goatus, potus. Like you turn a nigga to a freak. No,
a spell. Yo.
that's the drop and draw spell. Oh, I was gonna say, which one of them do you think POTUS refers to?
What? Corey, please.
I'm just saying, if it's Trump and Bill Clinton,
Well, they
which
said
one's?
Bill was doing the bending. So
That's what I'm saying. Oh man, so it got to be because if I'm looking at the phrase in context of the action is being done, the only way POTUS could be Trump is if he
he
was
was doing it.
currently doing it, and that would be wild. That would be wild. So this is all alleged, but allegedly, why do you think what made him stop?
Why you think he stopped? Who said that? You know what I'm saying?
No,
Like,
that's real. That's real.
who said that? Like,
They're gonna send the black vans after us. It's gonna be our last episode ever. It's gonna be the last post on social media. You're gonna see a thing on the IG that say new episode coming on Friday, and then you never see the episode.
a black square.
All of our shit gonna be deleted. We never existed.
Just gonna
Um,
go black.
but that's how you know it's
Nah.
true. You wouldn't have to kidnap me if I didn't say nothing
I mean,
crazy.
all of this is alleged. All of this is what's going on, what's being said
Oh
across the
no, for
internet.
sure. I can't prove anything because this is all things that
You know
I've
what I'm saying?
heard.
I don't know. Dang, I went in there.
I definitely wasn't in there. I wasn't.
I'm just saying.
But I tell you
If
what,
we had more to
I
worry
didn't
about,
see that, but what I did see was a clip of Trump rubbing on Bill Clinton's crotch and patting it, talking about Big Bill. Talking about Big Bill. Big
big
Bill.
beautiful bill,
Hold on, let me get the mic right. Big Bill.
big beautiful bill.
That's he never stopped. He never stopped. He never stopped. He never stopped. Yo. Yo, that nigga.
That's the clip.
That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. All right, y'all. This has been an episode of Who Asked Us. Um,
Nah.
now
I had to
that
take
I'm
my.
thinking about this, This is actually a wild conversation to have when nobody asked us about these things.
I mean, okay. Um,
My goodness. Nah, them little crystal things that you be messing with, you might be connected to a different energy in the world, Alicia. I just want to let
I
you
ain't
know.
no witch.
I ain't say you
Tarot.
were, but you might
The
have your
news I
tactics.
got, I ain't even gonna hold you. I told my sister that. I told my sister, she told me to stop talking to her. On my toe, the news I had got last week, I when I was praying over it, I had a crystal in my hand. I was like, hey,
I'm just saying, you don't have to be a witch if you interact with crystals. That don't automatically make you.
no, for sure. I ain't doing no spells and shit. I
Yeah.
ain't that deep. But moving on. The Brooklyn Nets. I don't know if you saw this video, but the Brooklyn Nets paid tribute to Notorious B.I.G. and they had Lil Kim performing in his honor. And I just wanted to.
Oh, I didn't. Hold on, let me pull up the video because I feel like the way you looking is not good.
No, it was a good performance. I was just asking, like, why y'all ain't call face? why,
Yikes!
why y'all ain't call face? That was his wife.
You know what? Okay, so this two things. Two things popped into my head because this is just me. Don't get mad. Two things. As a nigga, you know why. And then two, part of me is like, what if this was like the Brooklyn Nets? There was somebody in the marketing team that was like, oh, like we'll pay tribute, da 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 da, like Biggie,
Lil
Lil
Kim from
Kim,
Brooklyn, though, ain't it?
yeah.
So yeah.
But then like it's one of those things where like if you might know enough to get like the idea sold to the client, or like if this was like internally, you might know enough in the marketing team to like convince people that it's a good idea. But do you know enough to prevent like it from being a marketing disaster? That's like there was a time. Oh my goodness, there was a time the SEC, the Southeast, no, Southeast Conference, whatever, NCAA college football, the SEC conference, Alabama, Georgia, Florida, LSU. They came
Mhm.
to my advertising company. Oh, can I say that? Allegedly, this is all alleged. So they came to my advertising company and they were like, "Oh, we want to get some new ideas, this, that, the other. We're gonna have our conference championship, and we want to have like some crazy shit for the halftime show. Like we want our halftime show to be talked about, like niggas to talk about the Super Bowl halftime show." And I said, "Okay, like we'll
Got
try
that
that."
Super Bowl money?
Yeah. Oh, well, they do. They do. So they had a lot. They had a lot of fucking money. So I remember we were talking about this idea for this like performance, and they were talking about, oh, we can get like some of these artists because they fuck with these schools. We can get this person, and a lot of the people on my. I was the only nigga. I was the only nigga in that group out of like 15 people that were 15, 20 people that were throwing out ideas, different groups, different teams. I was the only nigga in there. And I remember I saw a
No, you
photo
just
pop
ain't
up
that.
on a part. I saw a photo pop up on a PowerPoint slide. This is the day before we had to present to clients of
Mm-hmm.
Kodak Black being an artist for Florida because they used him in one of their stuff. And this is 2021. No, 2022. And they were like, oh, he's done some stuff with Florida before. He's a super huge artist. People love Kodak. That's all that they said to brief our team about it. They're like, okay, yeah. And I raised my hand. I said,
I'm already black. I don't want no black bitch Cody.
the
Okay.
rapist, convicted rapist and sexual assault, Kodak, the nigga that be tripping off of every other drug, Kodak.
Okay.
Yeah, let's get him. I don't even know he gonna show up. That nigga a fiend. Anyway, you gotta pay that nigga after the. Never mind. But sorry, my brother just texted me. But yeah, they sent that dumbass shit in the slide, and I was like, you know what? This is why we need more niggas, because what's gonna end up happening is somebody's gonna sell an idea to somebody, and then they're not gonna know. They won't be able to prevent that. If we got Kodak Black up there on that stage in 2022, He hasn't done anything good since the nigga got locked up for some evil shit. He hasn't done anything good since he got out. He just been like a little. I mean,
He did just release a project though. I mean, unrelated, but like during that time period,
fuck his music.
I ain't heard it. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not. I haven't heard it either.
It ain't being press played on in my house, but I heard that on his latest like release, he was talking about like his use with drugs and shit, and how he was trying to get clean and whatnot. Not trying to be a Captain Save a hoe, cause fuck
No,
that.
for sure. But drugs are only part of the problem.
Oh, for sure. Your audio just went out. I can't hear you no more.
Hello.
Yep.
Yeah, I punched the mute button on accident.
Good job.
But yeah, I was saying they still gotta, it's the anti-blackness. It's the you're not coming back from anything that you've done. I'm sorry. I'm not giving you a second chance. You, we gotta
Kodak look like he bite.
for good. I bet you he
Kodak
does.
look like he bite. Yikes.
I bet you he had sharp teeth before he got them
You know
grills.
niggas don't like going to the dentist. You think he got some? He got permanent grills. He probably got veneers, huh?
I haven't. Oh wait, no, I think he do have veneers. He got
Boy,
them
please.
white ass chiclet teeth. Not even chiclets. Them hoes what was those little the gum that would come in like the little white squares and you would break it. You had to bite into it and break it open and it was like that like super peppermint fresh ass gum.
Mm-hmm.
That's what people be getting their veneers to look like. It's always those rectangles. It's never like why are all your teeth the same shape? Have you ever seen a nigga get veneer molars?
No.
Right. Because all they do is get the front shit done. Your teeth look
But
like
sometimes they shave your teeth down when you get them.
yeah, I
When you get
heard.
veneers.
But at the same time, I'm thinking about like the fact that nobody tries to get realistic teeth. They just get like
And you know you're supposed to like them only temporary. You're supposed to change them hoes out every couple years.
I think it's like yeah. One of my friends, I was talking to her about it because she was thinking about getting veneers, but she was saying they shave down your real teeth down to like to the point it's
Little
dangerous.
little nubs.
Yeah, it's a little nub. And the
I
veneers only
just want
last
to
for so
know,
long.
like,
They can crack, and if they crack, you know how much that shit is to get it replaced.
I just know the people who have veneers, y'all breath gotta be funky. It gotta be halitosis all through that bitch.
You gotta brush your teeth so often. And then the
I
teeth
don't
that's
even
in your
think I
mouth,
don't even think brushing it gonna help because it's like the teeth that's on there, you brushing plastic. You brushing porcelain.
plastic. And then I'm also thinking to myself, like, you can't even can you like when you bite things, do you feel that? Like when you have veneers, because those aren't your teeth. It's like somebody put a cap
Like
over
yeah,
it.
you
It's not like a
yeah.
nigga attach your nerves to it. Or even then, at best, it would be like if you grab something with a glove on.
You know what popped in my head? You ever seen you know the episode of SpongeBob when Squidward was like, I ain't never
Stop.
had one.
Stop. Stop.
Stop.
Stop. You talking about when he was eating Krabby Patties?
And he took that bite and
And his
burger. And
that nigga had them horse teeth.
yes. He scratched his teeth all the way out. And he took that little ass bite.
That's what it looked like. I'm not gonna lie too. You ever seen Alien, like the movie?
Corey, you know me.
Oh, yeah, so yeah, that's a no. Never mind.
That don't sound like some shit I would watch.
Mm-mm. No, you definitely would watch that. That shit hard though. But
Take your word for it.
one of these days we got to do a movie night on the podcast.
Nah, you gonna
Movie night.
nah. Anyways, let's move on to our main topic for the week in our segment we like to call "You Didn't Ask for This." Corey, this is your week. What you got for us, big dog?
Man, man. This one we talked about a little bit, and I was like, let's put it on the back burner because I could talk about this any day of the week because it comes from the heart. It's something that's near and dear to me for two different reasons. But today's topic is not everything needs to be monetized.
Speak on it.
I think that's a double edged sword. I unbiased, I have to admit myself that when I sometimes find myself enjoying something like a hobby or a passion, I immediately think about, whoa, what if I monetize this hobby and or passion? So like if I'm this podcast, if we was just talking to like our FaceTimes, I was like, yeah, da 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 da, let's do the podcast. Or if it's like me doing my video games, I'll be on the game all the time. Let me start streaming. Uh, it's just like
That's an immediate thought for you.
if I get to the point where like not immediately. It's more so like if something funny or cool enough happens where I'm like, oh yeah, like this would have banged if like this was a clip or something. I'm like, oh yeah, I need to be famous. That's like in my head. I'm just like, not necessarily I need to be famous, but it's more so like I need to be,
Other people would enjoy this. I
yeah.
get it.
Like if I'm playing the video game, a crazy ass thing happens, something funny, and then I'm like, man, I know niggas would have laughed at this hoe. First thing I popped in my head, I'm like, get on cam, you gotta do it. And it's I don't think it's a bad thing, but I also recognize that sometimes the other side of it is also true. Not everything needs to be monetized. This podcast does needs to be. And if you're still listening, like, share, and comment one of your favorite moments from the podcast. I think one of mine was so anyway, um we was talking about the niggas' teeth. Uh Actually, no, the throw this go this POTUS, that hoe was funny. Uh But I think the other side of it is also true to where like sometimes I realize that I won't play certain video games because I'm like, oh, I need to record this and or stream it so that way I have content. And then I end up taking forever to play video games because I'm not the most consistent at doing that. Or if it's um like artistic stuff with my photography, videography. I can't tell you when the last time I did something. Well, actually I can when I went to Arizona. But outside of that, I haven't shot. I don't do photos for myself. I don't do photography like that because it's not necessarily like one of my passions. But like anytime I do photo shoots and stuff,
You don't
that's
consider photography your passion?
no, no, not at all.
Mm.
Anytime it's funny because I do photography and I tell people I'm a digital media artist, but I do photography more so because it pays the bills and it's just like it's simpler. But if I really had to be, I have fun with it and I think it's cool. But I don't think that if I had like all the resources and the time, I don't think I would invest myself into photography. Videography is more my passion because I can take more of the creative reins and rather than going for like that one or like those couple golden like shots, I'm going for like I'm trying to make the whole thing. I'm trying to make a movie. Like,
Yeah,
I want to look at the shit like when I'm said and done, I want to have some commercials on TV. I want to have like maybe a project like a documentary that I worked on streaming or something or but I want to do some shit to where this is like a full-on production. Not saying photography isn't, but when you look at a
it's
video,
just a piece.
it's like one piece of a larger puzzle. There's a lot more that goes into a video in my opinion to where that I have more fun in just getting lost in that creative process than I do photography. So to that point, when I do my videos, I shoot stuff for my clients. I shoot stuff for whatever. I'm like, this is cool, but in terms of stuff I want to do, I hit a point for like maybe a solid like year and a half or 2 years. I was like, I'm just making videos. I'm not really inspired. I'm not really looking for the next greatest trend or like what everybody else is doing. Um, but recently I did find that flame. We talked about it in like the different kind of travel videos and like making edits and things. And that is something that I want to focus on just like having fun with and not necessarily trying to monetize it or focus on being a content creator, but just more so just getting the content out. Um,
Yeah.
cause I don't be traveling like that for real, for real. I want to start. But let's say, I go up the street to Louisville and go to Louisville Lake and just like take my camera out there and get a couple nice frames with my drone. Or I'm in downtown Dallas for something and me and my friends are in like the art district and, you know, do some stuff out there. Like I want to be able to still just be feeling I don't want to have a special occasion to be creative. I don't want to actually
Yeah.
have to feel like when something's content to me, content is in my personal brain is in a different bucket than where I would put like me just doing something for the love of it. Like if I do a YouTube video, at some point it has to hit a certain threshold of like I have to make sure that this is appealing to the masses or somebody outside of me rather than like this is 100% the way I want to do this. If I'm doing something from the passion, I'm just like, I don't care about like a sound or a edit or a resolution or, all these other confinements that we find ourselves trying to make into. But I'm just going to make the video how I want to make the video. I'll shoot it how I want to shoot it. I'll post it with what I want to do, music, audio, whatever. I might make that horizontal,
Cause
but
it's my shit.
exactly, I'm putting on YouTube because I want it to go on YouTube. It's 2 minutes. It's a full
Yeah.
video rather than me doing a 15-second clip.
That's so interesting because for me, like on one side, like I don't everything like I don't automatically well not necessarily that you say you automatically you say you don't. But like when I enjoy things, like I have my pockets. It's like, okay, if I'm like, okay, I'm interested in doing something, like I want to do it and I want to make some money off of it. Like for me with fashion and whatnot, like it's I love designing, but I'm not designing just because I want to make money off of it. I'm designing because I genuinely love it. Like I make
Hmm.
shit for myself all the time that I don't plan on selling. You know what I'm saying? Like so, it's just like I like to experiment. It kind of just keeps shit fun.
Hmm.
But like when I'm getting to like I've been in my old lady bag and I've been crocheting when I've been working on the blanket for however long and what kind of sparked this for me was like my when I started making it and I was like showing my mom and like sharing it with my people and whatnot, and my mom was like, "People make good money after that. You can make another one." And she already got her wheels turning like, "Oh, you finna make another one to sell?" And I'm just like, "No, who said
Yeah.
that?" Because
Yeah.
if you wanted to make some money off of it, you can do it, but you don't want to do it. You want me to do it, and it's like I everything I do don't be for money
Money.
driven purposes. Like I just like to do shit. I like to experiment with shit. Like you know what I'm saying. So it's like I'm not doing shit just for money because I don't know. Like money don't motivate me in those ways. Like where I gotta feel like I gotta do any and everything
Yeah. If
to
I only cared about money, I'd have an OnlyFans. Just keeping it real. But
um. All right, but yeah. So
just
like money
keeping it
don't
real.
really just money don't really move me in that way, and just
That's
like I
another
don't.
clip.
Yeah, and money just don't move me in that way, and I just be like, yeah, I'm cool, cause like I don't know, like when even in the fashion thing, like I could like I worked as an alteration specialist at like a bridal shop. Hated that shit, and it's like you would think I would like it because it's like I'm sewing, I'm working in fashion, whatever. But it's like when I'm doing my shit, this exclusive, the label, you buy liner type shit.
It's different.
I get to do whatever the fuck I want, and I ain't gotta listen to nobody tell me nothing. I don't have to sit here and let somebody be like, "This isn't right" because it's supposed to be like this. How you gonna tell me how to do my shit? You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? Like this my shit, and so I don't have to. When I with that job, I didn't like it because it's like I didn't have direction for real. Y'all told me to come in here act like this my own shit. I started doing it how I do my shit, and now it's an issue.
Yeah.
And it's like, and it started making me hate
Yeah.
someone. Like that was my breaking point. Cause I said, actually, you're not gonna make me hate some shit that I love. And I just said, I left the job, whatever. Praise God.
Yep.
Ain't never asking people. If anybody under the sound of my voice knows, um, that nigga, his name Justin. I don't know his last name, but fuck you, cause you question my skills and asked me if my grandma made my shit that was in my portfolio. Fuck you,
He's still in
bitch.
Texas. We ride up on him.
This was in this was in Memphis. fuck you, bitch. But like you know what I'm
That's
saying?
just
Like
not too far away.
I don't like people. I don't like having to. I'm not a person that I need to prove shit to nobody. I don't give a fuck. If this my shit, this my shit. Like when it comes, that's why I ain't finished fashion. My fashion design degree at UNT because you got to prove your shit to them people. Fuck y'all.
Yeah,
You ain't finna tell me where I am and what I'm not. So it's like I don't. And in that sense, like I don't necessarily care. But like I do shit. I monetize shit that I enjoy. Cause like even with my YouTube, I do that for me. Like if people enjoy it. But like I genuinely like creating video content. Like I like creating like how you said the travel vlog and stuff like that. Like I like doing that shit because it's fun.
hmm
And then it's like when I'm like creating the vlogs, I'm with people that I like. People like I enjoy being around. So it's like I get to compile all these memories and it gets to live on the internet forever. Granted, some of that shit I did have to make private because some niggas in there that I don't fuck with no more. But like, you know what I'm saying? In the time,
man, man,
it
my
comes to a point
TikTok got
to
oh brother with the food reviews. Oh man, I had to do the Great Purge and that shit. I lost like my two out of my three highest viewed videos, and I said, "Fuck."
honestly, I ain't gonna hold you. This related but different topic. That's why I don't post no nigga on my shit no more.
Yep. Because imagine you take a like imagine if I was sponsored and I was sponsored content, I had to keep that up on my profile or something. I'm not finna let nobody get away with my bag.
And I know how niggas get and they be like niggas all inclusive, gender neutral and its intents and purposes. Like they be like, what you don't know, you don't post your post your partner. I might, but y'all ain't gonna. This my shit over here. This Leisha land.
Yeah.
Wherever you want to be around here, this Leisha land. They ain't coming
Yep.
for you. They coming for me.
Yup.
So
Yeah, I'm the main
no,
character over here.
you know what I'm saying. But like back to the monetization of it all. Like I just, cause even with outside of the crochet and like even I have an embroidery machine and my folks like they irritated me because they be like they'll get me shit and it'd be like, oh, you can use this for your business or whatnot. And it's like, okay, I can. But you can kind of give me this and like, oh, you can make money off doing embroidery, which I can, but I didn't want to do that. I'm just
Yeah.
using this as a tool in my own.
Stop
So
volunteering
it's
me
like,
to be an entrepreneur in avenues I didn't pick.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, no, I'm not trying to do it, but I think when you are surrounded by so many people that are money focused and be like, I do this and this for money, they don't think about it like I'm doing the shit that I want to do, and I might monetize it, I might not, because everything ain't for everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm
Like for me specifically, like right now, I just started my booktube channel, and I got my bookstagram or whatever, and so like I'm gonna make book content, but it's like I don't want to talk about everything.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So like some shit I do just want for myself. And I think in the world of like creating content and monetization and trying to make money as an influencer, whoever you are on social media, I think it comes to a point of like what can be shared and what can be kept to yourself and like separated because it's like we see how this shit go when people just start doing flips and tricks and shit for money on Instagram, on the internet, you know? So it's like
Yeah.
I don't want to become one of those people.
Never that.
So like even with my so much social media break now, like I've been offline for a minute. I'm just getting back on because of the show and whatnot. But I'm like, I've been offline for so long, like I don't necessarily care to like share so much shit. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm
And it's like I don't necessarily care to be a influencer or whatever. Like you know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna do what I do because like I enjoy it, but I ain't trying to keep up with the Joneses just
Yeah.
because.
Like if niggas rock with it, that's cool. But I'm really doing this for me, for the love of it, and
Yeah.
because this is what I do. I want to share this because I mean, as an artist, you want people to see your work because it's like, I remember when I was in high school. I think one of the earliest like forms of art that I interacted with was music, and like I was doing jazz, and my jazz instructor was talking to me, and she was saying like basically like a song is a conversation and your improv or like your solo is what you would add to that conversation, so be proud of it, kind of stand on it. I look at like art as that, like any kind of medium, you can say like this is the general conversation, whether it be a trend or um, specific edit or like a style or something that's going in, and then you say like, what do I have to say? You don't want to just be like talking to yourself. Some people do, and that's fine. But at the same time,
Yeah.
there's like at some point you would want somebody to see the stuff that you worked on, that you put a lot of effort in, that you sat up here and thought over, or went back to the drawing board over, and it's just natural. So for to be able to have that approach for like content specifically though, I think that's like the biggest thing, and like that's super healthy because like when you look at it as a job or trying to, like you said, keep it with Jones, trying to always match the algorithm's pace, you're gonna get burned out. Or if you're always looking at analytics, you're gonna get burned out because I promise you, it's one in a billion chance that somebody do something one time, blow up, and they're good from there.
Outside of the content shit, like um around like 2021, when like I had reached like my current like my prime, not my prime, but when my business was doing really well, like exclusive delay was really do was like it was like popping, you know what I'm saying? Like I was making good money, and I saw like I was doing like I was creating collections, like I was turning out shit really fast and just trying to do shit to kind of keep up with that momentum and doing shit that I felt was trendy because I felt like, okay, this is what people will want.
Hmm.
And it's in that same type of thing of like trying to keep up with the Joneses. And it's like I'm not saying I didn't like it. I'm just I will say I don't feel like it was my best because I was rushing it. And
Yeah.
I kept feeling like I had to keep up with that momentum because shit was like I was trying to do some shit for some money and I'm just like, this is what the people want. I'm gonna get the people they want. And it's like, nah.
Yeah. Like at some point, especially when fashion, you got to realize that like you say, like you just got to do you. If people rock with it, they rock with it. If they don't, they don't. But at the end
Yeah.
of the day, the only thing that's going to allow you to keep moving forward is you being able to do what you want. That passion, that freedom, the creativity, the that's where you can get lost and really just enjoy the process. And if you're sitting up there and the minute shit stops being fun, if you have a project and you're doing this for somebody else, like you hate it. Not hate it, but you might look at it and be like, I don't want to do this. If you're sitting up there and you're doing it for yourself, it might be frustrating because it's not working out the way you want it to, or it might not
Yeah.
come out the quality that you want, but you still learn some things. And you might not post it. That's completely fine. But like at least you finished it, you know? Or at least like you went out of your way to try something new and you got a new experience and you're able to like absorb that and go on with that. But that I feel like that experience can only come from being able to do your own shit and being able to, try and experiment.
Yeah, I think it's one of them things where like even this whole conversation is one of them things where it's like you gotta be in that position because when you work for somebody else and that's all that you ever known, of course it's gonna be easier to be like, oh, I can do this for some side money. I can do this and that. Cause you ain't necessarily dependent on the shit, you know what I'm saying? Like it's just another thing. Of course, like, even when mm, even like I don't know, like I would say like before I really just did fashion full time, I was like in school selling little t-shirts and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Selling little things that I altered. In cosmetology school, like I was doing little things, but it wasn't my main thing. And it's like I always did it, but it's like I would pull back when it's like, okay, I don't really like this anymore.
Hmm.
Let me stop.
Hmm.
But see, some people don't. They stop caring. They be like, I don't give a fuck if I like it or not. It's making me money,
Yep.
and that's where I be like,
That's where you end
yeah,
up in that. That's how you get burned out. And that's why people, you see why I left YouTube videos or like those things where like
them,
the niggas,
them.
those people who start a business every other month and they got a new page talking about, oh, these are my prices, start this, do da 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 da. And not saying anything bad about that because again, like you still gotta figure out things that you want to work. But you know, I think honestly people need to spend more time in the lab trying and testing things out before like they try to turn it into a business or try to say like, let's put some money behind it.
I think
Because
people just need to figure out what they like.
yeah, yeah,
Granted, you do gotta go through some. You do gotta experiment to figure out what you like. But I don't think when you in the experimentation phase, everything don't have to be a business. Everything don't have to be public. You can just be trying some shit.
Yeah.
At first, I was like, um, at first, before I this last time I picked up crochet, I picked up crochet like a year or so ago, and I was like, okay, I'm making this little thing. I can add this into my collection. And then I saw how long that shit was taking. I said, nah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just gonna do this shit for me. But like, nah. It take too long. Shit, motherfucking hand be hurting. Feel like I'm finna get carpal tunnel. I'm not finna do this shit for
You know what I said?
no. I ain't really been doing this shit for people. This shit gets to Corey, please. It's just like nah, I'm not. It's not worth it, especially because people be impatient. They don't want to. People already don't want to wait for shit and
They don't want it.
have
Yeah.
yeah limited patience when it comes to brands that aren't manufactured in fast fashion. So it's like nah, I'm cool.
I was gonna play a clip of this dude talking in Mandarin, and then
Corey, don't piss me off, please. Don't piss me off.
so since I don't want to piss Alicia off, um, do you have any other thoughts before I
Um, nah,
okay.
that's pretty much it for me.
All right, y'all. I'll piss you off air. But this has been another episode of Who Asked Us, the show that nobody asked for. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and please share. I say this because I want you to understand something. These are two gifted, beautiful, illustrious black individuals taking the time out their day to entertain y'all. And I also want you to understand something else. All this shit that you see here today before you is out of the strength of either her doing it or me doing it. So when we say please support, please share, go ahead and it ain't gonna hurt you to go ahead and hit that little arrow button, send it to somebody. Play the podcast. You can listen to only Alicia talk because I'm on some bullshit. You could listen to only me talk because I'm telling the truth. Who knows? Enjoy it how you want to enjoy it, but make sure that you always, always, always are subscribed so you never miss out on the other shenanigans we get into. Anything else you want to add, Alicia?
Yeah, so follow us on Instagram at Who Asked Us Pod. Leave us some comments. Share the clips with your people.
Mm.
Also, if you are listening on any audio platform, specifically Apple and Spotify, you can leave us a review and rate our podcast. I believe you can also leave comments on Spotify, and I think you can leave it on Apple Music. I mean Apple Podcasts. So go do that. Let us know what y'all thinking, and then until next time, that's it from me. We out.
And if you leave a negative review, I'm gonna come find out where you stay